Okay friends, so we are going to be making our own water lily and bridge inspired by Monet's paintings. You're going to be doing water lilies in the foreground and water lilies in the background. Who can tell me, what did they notice about the water lilies in the foreground in comparison to the water lilies in the background? Do you see a difference? Okay, so the ones in the foreground are a little bigger, and then the ones in the background are also a different color. So what we want to think about with this project is that Monet loved to use color in his artwork. So we're going to make sure that we continue to do that in ours. So the first thing we're going to make is a bridge. So I'm going to pick a darker color, black, brown, or a dark blue. I'm going to go in with a brown, and we're going to draw our bridge. So we want to go a little bit up past the midway point on our paper to start our bridge. Now notice my paper is not the wide way, I have it the long way up and down. Okay, so I'm going to find the middle, go up a little bit, and I'm just going to start by doing a curve, and I'm making sure to kind of push a little hard on this oil pastel. Now, I want to be careful not to rub that with the side of my hand because it will smear on me. So if I do a little bit here, oh, we don't like that. So be careful when you're working with your oil pastel not to let your arm rub against the drawing you just did. So now I'm going to do another curve that is about 3 to 4, let's say about 4 finger spaces from the first one. So I'm going to take my finger and just to get an idea, okay, that's about how far I need to go. And I'm going to do a bottom curve. And this is the bottom part of my bridge. So this bottom curve should kind of go the same direction as the top curve. So now in my bridge, I'm going to do the sides of the bridge. So I'm going to do straight lines up and down from the top curve to that bottom curve with my oil pastel. Okay, great kindergartners. So now we're going to do our lily pads, our water lilies. So we're going to start with the bottom part, which are the circles. And the bottom circles, you want to make them kind of big. So I'm going to draw them first, not letting my hand rub that last one. And you'll notice those are kind of big. Now up here, I'm going to do a couple in the background on the other side of the bridge. And these ones I'm going to make small. So I'm going to do about 3 at the bottom and 3 at the top. The bottom are my big ones. The top ones are my small ones, and the reason for that is because as we go up into space, things appear smaller to our eyes. So the farther away something is, the smaller it looks. So I'm now going to go ahead and fill these in with my green pastel. Okay, so I went in and filled those in. Now I'm going to take a yellow oil pastel, and inside my green, I'm going to mix a little bit of the yellow with the green to brighten that green up, and that's called blending. When we mix 2 colors together, it's blending. Okay, now I'm going to go in and do my flowers on my water lilies. So I'm going to pick any color I want, and from the middle of, or kind of more towards the top edge, I guess, the top edge of that pad, I'm going to do some lines. And they're just going to kind of go from that, go up, and they're going to work their way around just like that. Okay, so I'm going to do one over here, and it looks like I did 1, 2, about 6 to 5 lines, and I can go in and do some more back in if I decide I want to do more. So I'm going to do some on my top water, or my bottom water lilies, and then I might go ahead and maybe I'll pick some different colors, and I'm going to do some in my bottom water lilies, or I'm sorry, start with my top water lilies, but work or bottom water lilies work towards my top. And these ones, we want to make sure too, my friends, that we make the flowers smaller at the top because these are supposed to be smaller. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is some grass in my water. So I'm going to pull from the bottom some lines that are a little curved to look like grass. And then what I'm going to do is just throw out a little bit, find one color, and I'm just going to do a couple little zigzag lines of that one color to maybe look like some flowers that are kind of floating on top of the water. And I'm going to do that throughout. I can even go between my bridge. All right, so we have our bottom water lilies, which are larger than my top ones. We have our top water lilies. We did different colors, and I went in and did a zigzag of lines throughout my water as well. So now we're going to start to do the water part, the top part of my water. So those are going to be done using warm colors. Remember, my warm colors are my orange, my yellow, and my red. And then the bottom part is the water, and that's going to be my blues, my greens, my purples. So I'm going to start with the water, and notice how we go all the way from the bottom of the page up towards the top of the bridge. So with the marker, you're going to go in, and this is called, you get to do scribbling, okay? So I'm going to go in and from the top of my bridge all the way to the bottom of my water. I'm literally gonna, guys, scribble, but I'm leaving the top of the sky because I want to do that in warm colors. So from the top of the bridge, start and then work your way down. So now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do some more of my cool colors because you're like, Monet, he had tons of different colors. So I'll maybe go in with a little bit of green because that's the cool color. Maybe I want to do a lighter blue. So I'm just going to keep going into this, scribbling away some colors, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, so the top part of my sky, from the top of my bridge to the sky are going to be my warm colors, and those are my orange, my yellows, and my pinks. So I'm not going to go in the water. I'm just going to scribble now my warm colors near the top part of my drawing that I have not added color to yet. All right, so here comes the fun part. To get these to be all blended, we are going to take a paintbrush with just water and blend our markers together. You can go right on top of that oil pastel because the water creates a resist on that oil pastel. We're gonna make sure that we keep our blues together, our cool colors, and our warms together. So when I'm working with that paintbrush, I want to stay in the water area with the paintbrush, and then I'm going to clean that brush and stay in the sky area. We're not going to mix them all together. So first I'm going to start with the water area only, and I'm going to go around the edge of that bridge and then work my way down. Okay, now I'm going to do the top, and again I want to stay just at the top. I'm going to clean my brush in the water first, add some more water on top, and I'm going to curve around the top edge and then work my way up, avoiding to get my warm colors and my cools. We want to stay out of there. Okay, we are all done, my friends. That looks great. And next week we will be starting a new project.